That which has no resistance can conquer the hardest of things. That which does not contend can enter the places with no limits. Very few on this earth can understand the teaching without words, or grasp the value of non-action. Lao-Tzu, the mysterious philosopher, has no concrete evidence of his life, but if he indeed existed, he lived around the 5th or 6th century BCE, contemporaneous with Confucius. The Chinese philosopher wrote a masterpiece called the Tao Te Ching, a seminal work of Lao-Tzu's philosophy. A common concept from Lao-Tzu's philosophy is Wu Wei, or non-doing, doing nothing, or the paradoxical, action without action. We can describe Wu Wei as a state of flow, often referred to as the zone by athletes. In that zone, they operate effortlessly, moving through space and time with ease. No extremes, no worries, no thinking. Everything seems to flow naturally. The Tao Te Ching is a mysterious work of art, not only in the time it was written but also in the existence of its author. However, what is certain is that this work has left a profound imprint on humanity to this day. To honor the beautiful tradition of Taoism, let's introduce the philosophy of flow. The essence of Taoist philosophy is living in harmony with the Tao, also known as the Tao. But what is the Tao? That's a question we cannot answer, and attempting to do so is futile. Our understanding of the Tao only goes so far within the limits of our perception. What the Tao truly is and how it looks, feels, smells, or sounds like remains a mystery. Moreover, the Tao that we often refer to is not the true Tao, according to Lao-Tzu. Therefore, as the famous opening of the Tao teaching states, the Tao that can be described is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. So, what knowledge is there about the Tao? Taoist philosophers emphasize that the true Tao is an invisible force, surpassing our understanding and beyond sensory perception. While we can never grasp the true Tao, the goal is to live in harmony with it, similar to how adherents of Taoism approach nature with humility. How do we live in harmony with the Tao? Taoist literature doesn't provide any practical methods to achieve this. However, we can find many suggestions towards achieving the tranquility of the mind, controlling the senses, humility, and pausing to accept the operation of the universe. Tranquility of the mind does not mean sitting still with closed eyes. Taoist observers note that tranquility of the mind can be combined with action, and if we live fully in the present, our actions will unfold effortlessly, without friction, and accompanied by sharp focus. This helps create a mysterious aspect in Taoist philosophy. In life, there are moments when everything becomes so surprising to the point of almost feeling strange. Bill Russell, a retired basketball player, once wrote, "It was almost as if we were playing in slow motion. During that time, I could almost sense how the next scene would unfold and where the next shot would be taken." The story in the Taoist work Zhuangzi about a chef named Ting also carries its own mystery. When engaged in his work, Ting appears to be a part of the natural flow of existence, a part of the constant transformation of the world around him. The skillful use of the knife in carving the beef attracted the attention of Lord Wen Hui, who was greatly amazed by the chef's elegance and spirit in his work. When praised for his skill, cook Ting set down his knife and expressed, "What I care about is the way, far beyond skill. When I first began carving the beef, all I could see was the beef itself. After 3 years, I no longer saw the whole beef. And now, I see it with my mind and not with my eyes. Awareness and understanding have stopped, and the spirit moves where it wills. I perform in a natural manner, attacking the large cavities, guiding the knife through the large openings, and following the natural structure of everything. Therefore, I never touch the tendons or smallest ligaments, let alone the main joints." An essential part of this story is the condition of the knife that the chef uses. He says that skilled chefs replace their knives yearly because they cut, while ordinary chefs replace their knives monthly because they hack. Cook Ting has maintained the same knife for 19 years because he has used it with intelligence and skill. This story illustrates one of the profound teachings of Taoism about the power of gentleness. Instead of imposing and struggling, we can accomplish tasks more effectively through flexibility and intelligence. This not only helps conserve energy but also avoids unnecessary losses and unwanted damages. On the other hand, the image of someone approaching tasks intelligently like a person drifting, knowing when to act and when to let things unfold naturally. It's not a path reserved for the strong, nor is it resignation to fate. It's a deep understanding of the balance between power and restraint, a gentle yet powerful sense between effort and acceptance. We're often urged, even forced, to work harder, to achieve goals relentlessly. But perhaps we're losing an essential part of ourselves when we confront our emotions. Then we all know the ultimate result of burning ourselves out: feelings of exhaustion, emotional imbalance, and sometimes, loss of control. In nature, there's clarity and tranquility in doing nothing. It's not laziness, but a way of respecting and trusting in the power of the natural process. So why don't we try leaving a part of ourselves in the river of life? Let the natural flow guide us in the right direction, and trust that everything will unfold as it should in due time. The outcome reflects not only the amount of energy we invest but also the result of our actions. Interestingly, many of these actions occur naturally, and even a task may not require excessive human intervention to shape it in the right direction. Perhaps there are issues that resolve themselves without the need for excessive intervention. The philosophy of Taoism compares life to a river with intertwining currents. When we find ourselves in that river, we may try to swim against the current, cling to a branch, or even let go and drift with the flow. In much of life, we often swim against the current without realizing it. Our minds believe that they can and should control the environment to survive, which is selfish because most of the processes both within and outside us are beyond our control. What I mean is to face the fact that we cannot fully control bodily processes like digestion, blood flow, or wound healing. We also cannot control others or our future. Even, we cannot predict who will appear in our lives and make us feel attractive. Things beyond our control often go in a direction that we cannot entirely predict. Occasionally, our intelligence may push us, but for the most part, we naturally go with the flow of life. When we do so, we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, a path with fewer obstacles and giving nature the opportunity to develop without facing opposition. That's why Taoism encourages us to follow the flow of the river instead of trying to control it, a method that never succeeds. Another aspect of the river that Taoism describes is water. Water is soft and humble, symbolizing virtue in Taoism. According to a quote from the Tao Te Ching, the highest good is like water, which benefits all living things without trying to compete with them. It gathers in undesirable places. Water, despite its gentleness, also has the ability to erode the hardness of rock. Unlike striving for higher goals, water has no specific purpose, no individual desires. Yet, it still nurtures everything in its path. It truly is a miraculous source of life, carrying out its work without aspiring to any prominence. Water, the softest and most effective, effortlessly surpasses all that is rigid and inflexible. Nothing can match its power. As you experience the state of flow, you may sense a loss of control, only to realize that regaining control comes when the mind returns to its path, decided to give back control. This is about focusing on results instead of immediate tasks. This is reminiscent of amor fati, the Stoic principle, which encourages acceptance of the outcome without regard to the conditions it may bring. Instead of worrying about the future, we should focus on the present. Whether you are enjoying sports, writing, playing video games or dancing, when you are in a state of flow, you forget about past results, pressures, worries and failures. You focus solely on the task at hand, completely present in the moment. And to do this, the only way is to let go. Let go of the past, let go of the future, focus completely on the present and live it without hesitation. Thanks for watching.